we move to Tamil Nadu, terracotta tradition of Tamil Nadu. So in Tamil Nadu also we see a similar kind of terracotta sculpture of horses. But the difference is it is very huge, very large ones. And the Tamil Nadu terracottas are very famous. They are famous for the splendid 6-meter high horses. So you can imagine the height of the horse. It can be 6 meter and sometimes even 9-meter high horses are there. Too high, too large. So the terracotta art in Tamil Nadu is basically famous for the splendid 6-meter high horses. In the tradition of Tamil Nadu, in the culture of Tamil Nadu, you find the shrines to Ayyanar in the state of Tamil Nadu. It's very common. If you travel in the state of Tamil Nadu, you find the shrines to Ayyanar, which is very common in Tamil Nadu. And in the temples of Ayyanar, you find life-size terracotta statues of horses. It has been placed at the shrines to provide transportation for the Ayyanar's spirit soldiers. So this Ayyanar has spirit soldiers. So these horses are provided at the shrine so that the spirit soldiers of Ayyanar can travel from one place to another, enabling them to travel to the village and to the fields in order to offer protection, in order to fight against evil. So that is the purpose for which they make these terracotta horses. Life-size terracotta horses, or even more than life-size terracotta horses are made and placed in the Ayyanar temples so that the spirit soldiers of Ayyanar can travel to the villages and field in order to protect them from evil. So I will give you some images of the terracotta sculptures of Tamil Nadu. So it's very huge. When you compare it with the Gujarat horses, the Tamil Nadu terracotta of horses are very huge. It's a traditional votive offering in Ayyanar temple, Ayyanar shrines, and it is commissioned by grateful devotees. And it is crafted by attendant Velars. So it is crafted by attendant Velars. Velars are the non-Brahmin potter priests. They are not Brahmins, but they are potter priests. They are crafted by attendant Velars in sacred ceremonies that involve processions from the priest's house to clay pit in the temple premise. So they have clay pits in the temple premise, and there are processions from the clay pits to the potter's house and then to the shrine. So it's all a ritualistic process. There are certain rites associated with the making of the terracotta horses in Tamil Nadu, like you saw in the Gujarat region, in Ambaji and with the Garasya Adivasis. And how do they make it? They make a mixture of clay along with sand, very smoothly grainy clay. They make it very grainy using sand. So it's a mixture of clay along with sand. Not only sand, they also use straw and paddy husk, and it is kneaded and shaped in a special order, in a specified order. Kneaded means they rub it, they apply pressure on it in order to make it more means in order to make it shapeable. So that they can shape it in different forms. They can soften it in order to give a different shape. And they make the shape of the terracotta horse, and they fire it in kilns, in furnace. Then they are consecrated to some rituals. And the ritual is known as Kudirai Eduppu. So after making it through a process which involves it's a mixture of clay along with sand, husk, straw, which is kneaded and shaped in a specified order, and they fire it in resident kilns, and they are consecrated through a ritual which is known as Kudirai Eduppu. Kudirai Eduppu literally means horse dedication. Kudirai Eduppu, which means horse dedication. So Kudirai Eduppu is horse dedication. So it's a ritual, and it is accompanied by trances, and in some instances there is animal sacrifice associated with that. So it is sometimes accompanied by trances, and in some cases you find animal sacrifice. So there is an elaborate ritual along with the consecration of these terracotta horses. So that's about the terracotta horse of Ayyanar temple. And coming to a specific region in Tamil Nadu, in the Puducherry constituency, in the Puducherry district, there is a place called Villanur. So there is a different kind of terracotta that I will show you, which is made from green clay and fine sand and tennel, which are handmade by villagers of Villanur. So the Villanur terracotta are handicrafts made from fine green clay, fine sand and tennel, which are handmade by villagers of Villanur. Actually, I don't get the meaning of tennel. Actually, it means breeze. It's about breeze. Is there somebody from Tamil Nadu who can explain the meaning of that word tennel? Is there someone? Okay, then it means the tennel. In Malayalam also there is a word tennel, and in Tamil also, but it means breeze, breezy. I don't exactly know the meaning of what it is. If somebody knows, please say. The history of making terracotta works in Pondicherry is not defined or established through archaeological excavations at Arikamedu. Since if you know the site of Arikamedu, it's an archaeological site in Pondicherry, which is a proof of ancient maritime links with Rome in the 1st century AD. So the bricks and terracotta stuff found from the excavation of Arikamedu, which is from 1st century AD. But the history of terracotta works in Pondicherry that we see now, it cannot be established from that archaeological excavations. Means the history of the terracotta tradition cannot be established from the archaeological excavations. It's something different. The terracotta toys which are considered which are unearthed from that particular archaeological site is considered as something of finer quality than the type made by the Shatavahana. So it is a different kind of tradition, but we are not able to definitely establish the relation between the present tradition and the ancient or first century tradition or that was found in excavation of the Arikamedu. And the artwork is the artwork of the Villanur area, the Villanur village and neighboring areas. It is considered to have an ancestral legacy over 20 generations of the community known as Kulala. And the basic materials used in the handicrafting of the terracotta works are green clay, tennel, fine sand, and locally called saudu. Green clay, tennel, and fine sand locally called saudu. They are the materials used. And several types of tools made of bamboo are also used in crafting the art forms. In the first step of processing the clay, it is sifted to remove all the stones. So they purify the clay by sifting it, by removing thick stones out of it. They purify the clay. They get it soft and nice. Then a mixture is made of 20% of clay, 40% of tennel, and 40% of fine sand is made. So they make a mixture of clay, tennel, and fine sand. After kneading thoroughly, the mixture is cured by allowing it to dry for some time. The prepared mixture is then used for small quantities to make products such as toys, statues, etc. in different forms. So that's how they treat and make that's how they treat the clay. That's how they mix the clay and treat it before making it as toys, statues, etc. in different forms. For making statues, molds are used for the body parts, while the rest of the figures are ornamented with motifs by hand. So they mold the body. The body parts are molded and joined. So the body parts of the sculpture are molded and joined, and the ornamental parts with which you decorate the sculpture, they are made by hands. They make certain decorative motifs by hand and fix it on the body. The completed artwork is then allowed to dry for 12 hours, after which it is fired. To enhance the life of the statues, the craft work is subject to the process of firing for about 30 minutes with poda husk, powdered wood and sanam. And after firing, the craft work is covered with sand and allowed to cool. Some of the products are made for gods. Means they make gods and goddesses, divinities, animal forms, and wall hangings and so forth. So it is not just horses they make. They also make gods, goddesses, divinities, animal forms, and wall hangings. So it's a practice that is found in Villanur in Puducherry. A specialty of Villanur terracotta is that it is not possible with other terracotta works that they can be made to a height of 30 feet. So it can be so huge, 30 feet, which is some 9 meter. And it can be molded in any thickness. It can be molded to any thickness. It can be very thin and it can be very thick. So that's a very, something very special about Villanur terracotta. Probably it is because of the process they do. They mix it with husk, they mix it with straw, sand. So they make the straw, they treat the clay in a very specific manner. So they make some products made of gods, goddesses, divinities, animal forms, wall hangings and so forth.